Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. A very happy Friday to you. Here we are back again on Operation Status Quo. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of this nonsense here.
Ayo.
Get a little Ayo in there to get things started. One more round of applause because we feel so good to be here together. All right. I'm not going to be silly. I want to try to be more concise, because people like come across these videos. They have no idea, who I am or anything about the, the truth is I've been, doing YouTube, for basically about 4 years now. So it's like, so to me, it's just like another day, walk in the park, whatever you want to say. All right. So quickly, just as an update from last show, I know I was going to talk, I said that when I came back for the next show, I was going to talk about, the music stuff and what's going on with that, which I am going to do. But another topic. See, this is how it works with me. Whatever pops into my head is what has to happen. And something came up this morning that really inspired me. So I'm going to get to that in just a quick minute. But I'm still working on the background over there. For those of you who've never been here before, that's my sauna in the corner right there. That's my sauna. It's like, and I'm with the music project. I'm going to be see back there. Let me go over this way. I finally broke out my signs. For anybody who's been around like since I started. When I was doing the Pete Palmer program, I always had the signs hanging up, and then I kind of went away from the signs. But I'm thinking I'm going to put the signs back up when I do the videos for the music. But anyway, not to get into a long story, because I want to get into the topic at hand today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so first of all, I am Pete Palmer. I am your user-friendly host. Welcome here to Operation Status Quo. This is the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life, and then, of course, most importantly, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing out there today to create your own flow of quo and to realize that you are a divine expression of oneness and you are not a slave to this system? It's like, as nice as it all sounds, and it always comes down to that. So today is the 18th of October in the good year 2024, and today's program is entitled A Toast to Drost. Yes. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to be talking about a particular individual. This particular individual is named Mark Drost. He is the founder of Evolution Yoga out in Santa Barbara, California. Matter of fact, that is where I did my Bikram style yoga teacher training back in 2016, this time of year. I think it was about this time of year. It was like the middle of October till the middle of November when I was out there in Santa Barbara, California, doing the yoga teacher training back in 2016. So first and foremost, I want to make this very clear that, this is not a slanderous attack in any way whatsoever. I want to start by saying, I'm appreciative of what I learned through Evolution and my journey with the yoga. Funny enough, this is... I'm not a political person, okay? So let's ding. It's like, yes, it's my phone went off. Ding. Yes, I'm not a political person, but I do. It's obvious that a lot of people are, heavily into one side or the other in our current, situation. So that's kind of where this is leaded a little bit. But I'm not going to talk politics. It's more the premise of today really is two things. One, the dynamic of how I always try to express the division that's created from the powers that be that work together, to keep us as individuals and, just everyday people, if you want to use that term, kind of apart and arguing with each other over a bunch of nonsense, that they create. That's really, the crux of it. And really, the other part of it is the realization of things. I talk about this all the time, is remembering that everything that we see in our day-to-day life is an emanation of, what comes from within our heart. We are the creators of our day. We are the creators of our life. What we think and how we observe are the frequencies we tune into, and that creates, the physical world around us, right? So when something happens outside of us that gets us upset or whatever, even happy, but just to say, in the case something that triggers you, that gets you worked up, right away we want to go like, that pissed me off, you know what I'm saying? But excuse me. And the truth is, it's not that. What is the trigger? And and this gentleman, I have nothing bad to say about him as a person. I mean, I only know him as far as my encounter with him, during the time of the training and the stuff I see that he posts on Facebook. But I just mean but I have nothing bad to say. But he's so angry on Facebook about hating well, as he says, the Orange Menace, and you know who I mean, because that's just how it is, right? Anyway, but that triggers, I'll say this, just as much as it triggers him to see Trump and whatever, right? And how mad that makes him, that it makes me just as mad when I watch, Kamala. When I watch her talk and Biden, even when Biden came on talking about the, when Helene came through, the hurricane, and he comes on, he's like, well, the government's going to help everybody. That's when Milton was coming, because they were saying about the government didn't help with the other one. And then he comes, but every time he talks, he's all pissed off and grouchy. A leader should be a little more pleasant. That's how I feel. But so I understand the fact that it's a trigger. But what I'm saying is, it's the trigger is not like you're mad at Donald Trump or you're mad at Biden or even I'm mad at Mark. His posts trigger me, because I just don't understand why he speaks like that from a person that founded a business that is teaching yoga. I don't. That's the part that really gets me. But the show is called A Toast to Drost today because when I got a little triggered this morning because you made a comment on one of my posts, which I don't even care, but I just mean but it did trigger me, right? I'm like, here he is. I don't even say anything on his page. Why is he, why is he got to say something? And I wasn't even putting anything up that spoke about Trump or anything. I had nothing to do with, it was really a cartoon of just showing that politics is tricking you, basically, just to sum it up in a quick thing. But he made a comment and it triggered me. And I'm like, well, I got to realize that I'm not, just because I see that, doesn't mean that it's his fault, because why am I triggered? Why am I triggered? And it makes me realize, to go back to talking about when I started this YouTube channel back in November of 2020, I was more that way. When I was doing the show back then, I was how dumb people were for wearing a mask, dope if you got a vaccine. The global elite, human trafficking, the achrome, everything. It was I got to, the same way. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that stuff's not true. I'm not saying that it is true. I'm not saying that I disbelieve it. I'm not saying I believe. All I'm saying is, in every case, with everything, because in every case, with everything, we have to realize that there's always potentials. And I'm saying that in the regard of the fact, again, that we are just creators and the world is like Play-Doh, and it's just basically we mold what needs to be molded for the lessons that are needed to be learned, So to put all your to take what you're seeing so seriously in that regard is what gets me, and especially from a place of the yoga, And again, I just want to finish up saying that I appreciate that my experience, and even a lot of the people I went through my training with there. They were great people. I have nothing bad to say about any of them. Of course, half of them now won't talk to me because I did during those times, and I would if I was into the political system now and believed in voting or did any of that stuff. If I was going to give my energy to the system, which I don't, because I don't believe in the system. And I think we need to change the system. And the best way to change the system is not participate in the system and make a different system. So anyway, that's kind of my thought process. I'm kind of, a little bit that way about that. But, and if I did believe in the system, I would vote for Trump, because I think, first of all, I think Trump's funny, and I know it's bigger than just the politics. That's the thing. It's not about the politics. They're characters, playing the part of, it's just, I don't want to get into all that, but I'm going to go here now because this is a toast to Drost, and I want to go to Mark's Facebook page. I'm not going to pull it up here, and I want to make this clear. This is not slanderous. I'm not trying to attack anybody in any way whatsoever. What I'm doing, is everything that I'm talking about, he's made public on his own page. So this is all his own. And it's totally public. So you can look him up, Mark Drost, and you can find his Facebook page. You can see everything, that I'm saying. So I'm just saying, now this is what gets me again. It's fine. This is what I wanted to say when I interrupted myself because I'm trying to stay on a train of thought. But, when again, everything in this life is created. Oh yeah. So I'm saying a person in, like, to me, just from my perspective, I'm no guru or anything, yoga, okay? I did a teacher training that was really beneficial to me, and it's been a great thing for me, and I've, been involved, with it since then, but, the point of the basis to me of why I even did the yoga and why I'm even into that type of stuff, because I'm not like a yogi or nothing, you know what I mean? Like, I just saying, like, the only reason is because it all comes from, the point of all that for me, and why I went through that process, why I try to be involved with that stuff, is because, like, it's like a reinforcement of the concept and the remembrance that, everything here is from the basic everything, everything is just one energy, and everything else is inner frequencies and blah blah blah, out there, whatever's going on, but everything centrally is one. So, like, we always have to take a step back. I mean, like what Eckhart Tolle talks about all the time, being in the power of now, and the present moment, and how much I've learned to keep a separation between, the physical entity of Pete and, my existence as the observer in this physical realm. And I just, for the life of me, can't understand how a guy in his position, who's teaching yoga teachers, who's doing retreats and trainings and all this kind of stuff, and he's so vehemently opposed, to an idea, like, when you should be laughing, in a sense, like, you should know better, like, oh my gosh, this is making me upset. Oh my gosh, this is triggering me. Ultimately, I realized that this is just a level of contrast that's expressed to help, learn. What am I supposed to learn from this? Instead of, like, all this angry crap. Like, I'm just saying, let me do a couple of these. So I guess, the other day when Kamala when Kamala was on Brett Baer, and then he posts, Brett Baer got punked. I'm not going to do all, he curses a lot too, so I'm not going to read the curses, because this is a family show, ladies and gentlemen, you bastards out there. All right, anyway, Brett Baer got punked. She effed him up so bad, and Sinwar is dead. What a beautiful day. I mean, like, this is not like, peace, love, this is why I think really, the funny thing, just to go off a little bit about the yoga, it's so watered down in our country. When you think about this whole lineage, I know this is a little bit, topical if you're not into the yoga or stuff, but, Bikram, who brought the practice, the Bikram practice, the man Bikram, to the United States and all. I mean, was he the best guy? I don't know. Mark here worked with him personally, directly, so I'm sure he saw a lot more, than I did, but I talked to many people that have, worked with Bikram personally, and, there's some good and there's some bad, but the truth is, like, he was a quote unquote level of celebrity at some point, in a way, because he was like the yoga guru to the stars and different things. And, and some girls threw themselves at him, and I guess some girls he probably took a little, I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, but it doesn't make the practice bad and everything else, but everything gets corrupted. I mean, it's just the nature of humanity in a sense. But, Mark, took, I won't say took, but, well, I mean, in a way, I mean, disassociated himself, from Bikram, and then created his own, business out of it, which is fine, I mean, but what I'm saying is it gets watered down, right? Like, Bikram came, he was the original. Then Mark takes it and he teaches a bunch of people like me, right? Now I'm some Joe Schmo on the corner teaching yoga. If you really want to learn, to me, I guess if you're really into it, you go to, India or someplace and find some guru somewhere, and you really, get into the heart of it. Otherwise, you're getting Chuck up the street over here. Hey, yo, you guys want to do some yoga? Yeah, let me finish. I'm just replacing this tranny here, and then we'll do a few poses. So, I mean, just saying, it gets watered down. That's America for you. But so yeah, he did that about the Brett Baer. Then he had this other one here. If you don't trust your government, you think the media is the enemy. You don't trust anyone who doesn't think like you. You don't trust people offering you a helping hand, and you do trust the information you get from randoms online, and you do trust a known world-class pathological liar. The question may be, can you trust yourself to vote or do anything? It's like, what I mean is like, why would you express? Mark, I'm speaking to you. I hope, can you see this? I'm going to send this to you, Mark, because I don't want this to be like I'm trying to say anything behind your back. I've offered to speak to Mark before, a couple of years ago, when I was communicating with him on Facebook. I was just trying to explain, like, why are you so mad about this? Like, don't you how do you not understand and see a higher level that it's bullshit on both sides? Like, and like, you really believe that, like, the Democrats, or I mean, whatever, just to say those are the labels, Democrats, Republicans, like, you really believe that any of these people really help you? You really believe that the system is trying to do things to help people? Like, do you really believe that? Like, I'm just saying, you don't see what's going on. Like, you can't see through the lies they tell. I mean, I know this guy's like not a bad guy. He loves his kids. He wants to do well for his family, and all this type of stuff. Here we go. Here's another one that was good. Here are some recent quotes from Chuck Edwards, a Republican congressman from North Carolina. Hurricane Helene was not geo-engineered by the government. Like, well, how do you know? Because this guy said it? I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, first of all, there's plenty of evidence that they've been doing, cloud seeding and other weather manipulation techniques, like, since the 60s. And why would you not believe that? Like, I can't not, I don't want this to be insulting in any way. But I had to, because this, talk about this today, because, when I saw him post on my thing, and every day it's F this, F that, F him, the orange scum is going down. I mean, and it's like multiple posts. I go to his page. I'm not going to sit here, and read all this crap, but I mean, like, it just goes on and on and on about, I'm just trying to find a quick one, because sometimes he goes so much, It's like fidelity to our Constitution. I hope that is not too much to ask. I mean, well, like, yeah, it'd be nice if we did follow the Constitution. Are you aware that we don't? It's like, I mean, it's just crazy. Here we go. Reject the depraved cruelty of the orange. What's this? Fomter. I don't even know if I know. Fomiteer. I apologize if I don't even know what that word is. Fomiteer in chief. Good idea, Liz Cheney. Oh my, Liz Cheney. She's the worst, right? And then he's talking about when Kamala, was coming up here, powerful women making history right before our eyes. This is what I don't understand about all this stuff. Like, and again, going back to this, like, I'm not attacking. This is not like, like, again, this is like, I just don't understand. And I'm throwing this out there as a toast to Drost, because, I realize that, it's my own, trigger. Like, when I see that, it does, but it's not him. It's not him, right? It's me. Why am I triggered, by seeing the stupidity of people? I'm sorry. I'm losing it. I can't help it. I don't want to be insulting. Stop. Please. Let's not do this, people. Please, just be with me for a minute. I don't mean to. Hey-o. All right, hold on. Now I got to go back to when that mad crowd starts. They never shut up. Get out of here, you people. It's always, when I start complaining, they start complaining. Mark, come on, let's have a conversation, buddy. Come on the show sometime. I mean, Jesus, God, why are you putting so much time into your day of being angry like that? That's what I don't get, And it triggers me. Why? And I'm trying to be honest with myself. Well, it triggers me because, like, I like to be insulting too, I think. Like, I think people, I mean, I do. I mean, I'm just being honest here. I'm very honest on Operation Status Quo. And, when I see what's going on in the world, just the fact that people follow the system and believe in the government, like, that really makes me mad. It makes me want to tell people, like, it makes me want to express myself the way he's expressing himself on his page. So I realize, and I thank him. That's why this is a toast to Drost, because it's a reflection back to me. It's showing me, my own spaces where, I can improve and not hold judgment and not, and the same thing I'm saying to him, let it go. Why are you putting so much into this? And same for me. Like, I know better that the world, this earth is a school and a playground, and there's different lessons for different souls, and it all works together in one, beautiful sense of perfection. So, why am I upset that somebody, is hanging out on the corner with a damn Biden-Harris sign? Why is that bothering me? Why do people believe in this shit? But why do people believe in any of it? Really, that's all I'm saying. Like, why do people believe in any? I need an AO. Give me an AO. AO. I'm just saying, like, again, I'm going to wrap it up here, but this is the truth of it all. Like, we know that the whole thing is I've said this a gazillion times. It wouldn't take but, like, 20 minutes for rational people for real to just, like, have the world in a normal working order. Do we really need this oversight and all this bloat in the government that has its hands in every single thing that everybody does? Why not just make local communities, and leadership in communities, and people are doing things out of, like, not out of, like, political gain, not out of fame, not out of whatever, right? Just out of, like, because that's what we do as humans, like, to live together and help each other instead of, all the divisiveness that's caused. I mean, it's blatantly obvious from both sides, okay? Blatantly obvious. And I'm tell me in the comments, leave the comments, do whatever you got to do. Blatantly obvious, that what's going on up here is not what's really going on, and I'm not getting into all the extra stuff today about the secret wars and what Trump really represents and all that kind of crap. I mean, whatever anybody wants to believe and feel is absolutely fine. What I'm saying is, but we don't need to fight each other about it. And when he's putting stuff like that and blah, 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 especially in the position he's in, I'm just sorry, Mark. I just feel a man in your position, for you're a teacher, you're a trainer, what you do. Like, I feel that you deserve, people deserve better from you than that. I mean, if you believe that's fine. You talk about that with, in your ways, you can vent that out in your close circle, of friends and stuff. But why you present yourself in this manner, to people out there, the yoga thing is, like, really, people are looking for peace, when they come for the yoga. When I went for the yoga, I was actually in a time of my life, I was really going through, like, an emotional, trauma in a sense, and I decided to go do this teacher training. And more so than being a teacher, it was, just that experience of being immersed in that whole atmosphere for a month was, really uplifting and helpless. It's like those, it's almost like the same as, like, going to AA or something. You do 12 steps, you do a 12-step program with AA, you learn the sutras, over with yoga. Either way, it's, it's a place where people are trying to, maybe reestablish themselves or find some inner peace or something like that. So why put it out there like that in these negative, like, ways? Like, why would you not want to try to ingratiate people and bring people together, even if you disagree with, the other side? It's okay that you hate Trump. It really is. Like, I understand that people do, and I understand why. but I'm saying, but why put yourself out there like that? Like, I don't care for the other side, and it's not even that I don't like the personalities of, Biden or Harris or something. It's not even about that. It's just about the way they come across. I mean, don't you get the impression of a smugness about them? And I don't know. I mean, that's the impression I get, that, it's just a vibe that I feel. I mean, that's why I wouldn't vote for anybody. Don't waste your time. Hey, Mark, do yourself a favor. Don't waste your time. Don't even vote. Just love the people around you and be nice to the people in your community, and that'll spread and create the world that we're trying to create. So, a toast to Drost. Thank you for helping me to reflect on myself too, as well, and realize, that's why I don't watch the news. I don't get involved. That's why I don't like getting into the politics and stuff. I did a little bit more so before, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, Mark, you're welcome here anytime. I thank you. You guys can check out his business too, Evolution. It's called Evolution Yoga out there in California. Look them up. You can find everything you want to find about them. They've got some yoga teacher trainings. They got retreats. So, if you're into it, go give them a shot. I'm sure, especially if you enjoy, the liberal side of things, the left, the extreme left side of things. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful experience, So instead of drinking the Kool-Aid together, you guys drink, like, you drink fresh coconut water from the tree, or a fresh made papaya shake, instead of the Kool-Aid. Just do something like that instead. All right. I'm just kidding around too. Again, I'm not angry about anything. It's just, it really struck me today, and I said, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. A toast to Drost. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you out there, as I always do, for your time. Just remember, the point of everything, what we do here on Operation Status Quo is we're just observing life, right? You're not, whoever you are right now out there watching, you're not that. You are the observation of that. So give yourself a break. Let's give each other a break, right? And just come from the basis of understanding, that we're all one energy and we're all working together. And it's okay to have differences, but we don't have to hate each other over the differences. We can accept the differences. We can work together in the spaces where we don't have differences. I mean, what is the difference? What's the difference? What difference is? Why are we so different? Heyo. All right, I'm gonna let it go there. When I come back next time, I'm gonna do this. I hope to have the signs up. By the way, this way you'll have a little more flair in the background. And I also hope to. I intend to talk about the music. That's what I want to get into and talk about. What's happening. My next single, "All I Know," is coming out October 25th. So be ready. Don't forget to go to my website, PetePalma.com. You can find all the information on that there. All right. As you guys know, I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. Until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.